Oh my gosh. So, how are you, first of all? Like, it's
Doing
been a
okay.
while.
I moved, and then today I had a burst of energy. I'm like, I'm gonna finish all the wall hangings. As you can see now, my whole apartment is just full of bubble wrap and boxes, and nothing has been hung on the wall today. So that's been my day.
It's good. It's good though. It's good. You have a new place. It's wonderful. It's great. It's super. I'm excited.
Yes,
And
me
it was funny. I was just talking last night to my friend Becky. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have a live stream tonight," and she was like, "What movies is it?" I'm like, "Oh," and I said, Robin Hood, Blazing Saddles," and she was like, "Oh." I was like, "What? You don't like those movies?" But she did like Young Frankenstein, so that's good. But it just
too.
cracked me up, though. It cracked me up. So, Sarah, what are you most excited to talk about tonight?
Okay, I gotta admit, I completely blanked on Movie Frankenstein. I did not watch it.
It's okay though. I
It's
think
on
we've
here.
watched it enough in our lives, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's. I know I've seen that one. Spaceballs, I got most of the way through. Watched Blazing Saddles, and like I have Men in Tights memorized. That is my all-time favorite. Like Mel Brooks. I think we've actually done Men in Tights before on our show. I just love that movie so
We
much.
have not done Men in Tights. I think
Haven't
we did.
we?
No, we haven't. Not
We
yet.
did Princess Bride.
Did we do Princess Bride?
I think so.
I don't.
Didn't we?
I think no. I think that's what inspired the show, is because you told me your favorite movie was Princess Bride, and I had the same reaction that Becky did, and I was like, no, I gotta change that. I gotta find the positive in things. So I think Princess Bride inspired the show because I haven't rewatched that yet. And when I was watching Robin Hood, I actually watched it twice within the 2 months we've had this.
Mhm.
The first time I watched it is like the first time ever, and I'm gonna admit
What? What? What do you mean? It's the first time ever?
so I would watch it occasionally on like Comedy Central, but
Yeah.
it never kept my attention.
Hmm.
So like this was like my first time just sitting and watching the whole thing like a month ago, and I'll admit I wasn't that impressed. I thought it was missing that comic edge that Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein have. Like I kind of think he works better when he's collabing with somebody.
Hmm.
But I rewatch Robin Hood today. Completely different vibe. I'm in bed having snacks, watching it on a smaller TV, and I vibed with it. It was
Love
so
it.
much better. It was
Love
so much
it.
better. Hi there,
Yes.
Jacob DreamWorks. I don't want to forget you if you're still there. Hi there.
No.
Hello there. So, without further ado, I think we should start with. So since we'll do that one last because you didn't see it or didn't rewatch it.
Yeah.
Let's start with Blazing Saddles. So
Blazing
Sarah,
Yeah.
tell us about Blazing Saddles.
All right. Blazing Saddles. So I know I watched it. So I'll preface this by saying my dad was a huge Mel Brooks fan. Like loved him. My mom hated it. I feel like Mel Brooks is such a polarizing guy. Like you either love him or you hate him, right? And
Mm-hmm.
my dad and I would like watch Mel Brooks movies together when I was way too young to be watching Mel Brooks movies. And I remember, like, I know I've seen all of these, but Men in Tights was the one that always stood out. But the other thing that always stood out to me is the bean scene in Blazing Saddles. Like,
Oh, the yeah,
of course, right? Come on.
of course, of
Um,
course.
but Blazing Saddles is about it's like the parody of the old school western, right? Like there's like the rich guy, he's building a railroad through the desert, through the west, right? And he really wants it to go through this little town, so he's trying to push all the townspeople out. And he thinks, what better way to do this than to hire a black sheriff? So Black Sheriff shows up to town, everybody hates him. And then he slowly kind of wins everybody over, and they ultimately like come up with this crazy scheme that goes like it's I love Mel Brooks because he always breaks the fourth wall. Like it's the fourth wall breaking
Yeah.
brawl through the whole like Hollywood studio, and and in the end they saved the town. And one unexpected thing as I rewatched this that I really enjoyed about it was that I forgot Gene Wilder was in this, and I
Oh
love
my gosh.
it. Was so great to see him. I'm like, oh my god, it was so fun to see him in that role. But I have to admit it was it took me a little bit of time to get into it this time, but I did enjoy it by the end.
Oh, okay. So it took you a while to get into it.
It did.
So to me, like I think this is like my favorite Mel Brooks movie, and I think the reason why is because he collaborated with Richard Pryor on the script, and Richard Pryor was supposed to be the Black Sheriff, but they couldn't insure him as an actor, so they got this other actor, Cleavon Little, who I think is fantastic, but I think he died way too young. He's
Mm.
great in this movie. He's fantastic. He plays Sheriff Bart. I love all the side characters. I love the mayor. Harumph, give the mayor harumph, harumph. And then you got Madeline Kahn as the German lady. I forgot her
Mhm.
name in this movie. I think Von Strupp. I think
Von
was her name.
Strupp.
Von Strupp. And then you have Hedley Lamar. That's Hetty. And badges. We don't need no stinking badges. But like you said, Sarah, I think my ultimate favorite moment in this movie is when they break the fourth wall, because the movie becomes so big it breaks through the sound stages into the backlot of Universal, Warner Brothers, I should say, Warner Brothers, not Universal. But they break through the sound stages and they go through like a musical. They go through the commissary. They go through the parking lot, and you see like all these people on horses, like Nazi uniforms, all
Like
these
the variety show of the 70s.
yeah, it's like all the things. It's like just like whatever you imagine behind the scenes. It's almost like Pee Wee when he goes through the sound stage. But they go through that, and then it ends up so meta where Hedy Lamarr tries to hide in the theater, and it's for Blazing Saddles, and it's for the movie. And it's like one of my favorite things ever. It's like it reminds me of like Last Action Hero, or I don't know, something like Barbie, where you break through the wall, you break through this
Mhm.
universe, and you come into like the real world. I
Mhm.
love all that shit because it's just so cool to me. Like it's like they're bouncing from world to world and they become real, and then it becomes so silly at the end where they ride into the sunset, and then they get off their
You get to
horses
the
and get
car.
in a limo car and they just drive into the sunset. It's so good. That's so freaking hilarious.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, I grew up with this as a teenager. Because I was going through Entertainment Weekly and 101 or 1001 movies to see before you die, and this is one of those ones I picked up. I probably rented from the library first before buying it, but yeah, that's how I watched it. It was through a DVD and rental from the library.
I'm like 99% sure that like all of our Mel Brooks movies were like recorded from the TV onto VHS, because I know our copy of Robin Hood Men in Tights, on one side was Robin Hood Men in Tights, and then on the other side it was Cool Runnings.
Oh my gosh, what a double feature
I
this one
know.
was! Completely. Oh wow, that's like me with like What About Bob and Terminator 2. Because my mom put those together on a VHS tape, and it's just so hilarious. Like those two shouldn't be connected, but
Yes.
forever in my life,
Yes.
it'll always end with like Bill Murray clapping, and then it'll fade to like the year 2024, and there's like the Terminators.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Love the 90s. Oh my God, what a time.
So Sarah, what's your favorite joke or scene in Blazing Saddles? What's your
I
favorite
mean,
joke?
I led with the punchline because I it will forever, like the bean scene will forever be my favorite. Like it just gives me like a laugh out loud, crack up laugh. I loved it when, and then like the best part is when like I think it's the chef or the guy comes out and they're all farting, and he just like takes a deep breath, he takes his hat off, and he just does one of these, just wafts it away. It just
Slim Pickens. That's right. He's so good in this too. Oh my gosh.
oh my God, I love that scene so much. It's just like, and just like the over exaggeration of just like them all like getting up and like the fart noises that aren't even like matching up with like the actions.
Yeah, it's just they're just putting
It
it
just
right over the thing. The
it
scene,
just doesn't even. It's so good.
and it's like, of course you like that scene because you're Sarah.
Exactly. Like
You're
it's
Sarah.
my favorite kind of humor. Come on.
But oh my gosh, this also has some some racial humor for of the time, but it's still kind of funny at this time. I like when they're posing as the Ku Klux Klan, and his hands come out, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And you're like, "Oh, don't worry, it's from crossburning. Look, it's coming off." And I'm like, "That's hilarious!" Because he just
Oh my
moves his
God.
hand over.
Like
Oh my
the whole
gosh,
villain lineup and like the apply to be part of our army was all
that's
it's like
right. He,
everything. So good.
they have like handlebars just on their belt. That's
Yes.
hilarious.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, and Gene Wilder is so great in this, and like when he does the quick drum, he doesn't even lift up his hands; he just stands there like this. So good, so good. Okay, so you already said your favorite, my favorite, and since we got two more to go, so we'll do the Rosenbaum now. So
Okay. And we'll go through fast and we can go back and talk about any of them.
yes, yeah, and then if we missed anything, we can go back.
Great, great.
So, what's your Rosenbaum for this?
I'd say like it's out of three, right?
Yeah, out of three. Yeah.
We haven't done this in a while, Frank. I've been
I
like
know it's
so
been like
sad.
almost 3 months.
I
It's wild.
know.
It's wild.
It was a sad 3 months. I'm like, I don't have any movie. Like it was sad. Anyways, okay. Rosenbaum, I'd say like Blazing Saddles is like I'll give it like a two.
A
Pretty
two.
good.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty
good.
good.
Pretty good. I like
It's
two.
like
Pretty good.
it doesn't age very well, but it's so really fucking funny.
I think it's to me. I think it's like really awesome. It's in my top 101 films. It's in my montage
Mm-hmm.
with the quicksand and you brute, you vicious brute. I love that stuff. Oh my gosh, Dom DeLuise is in this. There's just so many little like Telegram from Mongo, and he does the little Bugs Bunny thing. Oh my gosh, I got to give it a three. It's a
Love
three
it.
for me
Love
because it's
it.
my top 101, but it has to be. And then okay, so now we've talked about that. I'm gonna save Young Frankenstein for last. So we'll do Robin Hood.
Right.
So I'll talk about Robin Hood. Robin Hood is just straight up Robin Hood. I think they should have put like a little bit more of a twist on it, but like basically, Robin Hood's getting arrested. He ends up in jail. He's next to Chew. No wait. Chew's the son. So this is it a sneeze or something? I think it might be a sneeze.
Achoo, bless you.
No, Chew's his son.
Oh, a sneeze, yeah.
Yeah, a sneeze. Because okay, so he meets a sneeze, and they break out of jail, and he says, "You got to meet my son Achu, and you got to beat the current." And Robin Hood's swimming during the current and ends up back in England, where he finds out King Richard is taken over, and he's made it a living hell. And he teams up with a bunch of people. He runs along the way. Little John, Achu, his blind servant. Oh God, what's his name? Not Lincoln.
Oh, Blinken.
Blinken.
The wine service. Love Blinken.
Yep.
Love and oh my
Blinken.
god, when they take the house and he's on the toilet.
He's just on the toilet. I thought I felt a draft. And then he meets all these other people. I think he meets the guy with the knives. I forgot that guy's name. But
Little John. Or no, that's Little John's partner.
Yeah, Little John's partner.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. And basically, it's just Robin Hood. If you know what Robin Hood is, straight up Robin Hood. Not much of a twist. I think it strays. I think it sticks too close to the plot where it's like, you should have did something. But we'll get to that. But Sarah, what do you think of? What's your history?
Okay, Robin Hood. That's probably like my probably top 20 movies.
Oh my gosh,
Robin Hood. Like I grew up. This was my first of all. I think I've said this on the show. Like Carrie Ellis was like.
Yes.
He was like
man.
He was my awakening. Like he was like I loved him in Princess Bride. I was like in love with him. I saw Men in Tights before Princess Bride, and I was in love with him in
this kind of feels like a sequel or in the same universe. It almost feels
it's the same character. Like
yeah,
almost
really, for sure.
Yeah. Love this guy. So I grew up watching this my dad and I would watch this all the time. I watched it so much to the point of like I thought this was the actual story of Robin Hood. Like I didn't understand it was a satire. And then when the animated Robin Hood came out for Disney, I hated it. I was so disappointed. I'm like, this is shit. This isn't even funny. Like, what is this? These animals in the woodland creatures. Like, I don't understand. I was so mad. So
there's no Everlast in this. How could this be?
Blasphemous. Yeah. Oh my god, I loved it. Like, I know it's like very like it is very like to the book of Robin Hood, but like there's just so many moments in it that like make me laugh out loud. Like you know the rap, like the rapping throughout it.
Hey,
just say it, hey, diddy, and then like the musical aspects are so good. I love like the Mel Brooks scene in this. Like I love that Mel Brooks is in all of his movies, but like in this one, like you know, no, okay,
no, okay.
Like the like circumcision part, like the you know, like I'll bless this wine and we'll call it a blessing. And I just feel like there's so many funny moments from this movie, like Blinken, you know, like when Blinken they take the house and then Blinken's on the toilet and he's like, Blinken, Robin of love, and then what about my dad killed in the crusade? My mom, however my mom died. My sister taken by the bubonic plague. My dog
chasing the cat. The cat
choked on the fish.
My fish. Oh, the cat.
Oh my god, so good. I love that Prince John Moles moved every scene.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so hysterical, and I love
Yep.
the moment in the movie where he says, "I have a mole," and
Yeah.
then even at the end of the movie, it's like dead center in the middle of his forehead.
What else we got? And then like Mary of I love also it was fun watching multiple of the movies because I'm like, oh my god, there's so many themes. Like I just watched a part in Spaceballs where they're kissing and like the virgin thing goes off. And then you have like the whole central theme of Mary or what's her name?
Maid Marian. Yep.
Maid Marian is like this like crazy chastity belt, and I love the end of it when they're like,
Yes.
"Call the locksmith."
It's not even the key. It's not even the key. Like you think, oh my God, he had the key this whole time, and then he
Yes.
tries to work. He's like, wait a minute, this doesn't work.
And then also one last part. Call the locksmith. Call the locksmith. Oh my god, which was the other part that I loved? When I also love in all the movies, like it was. I also didn't realize this till I started rewatching the other movies. That there's always like a part where they go like, what happens fast forward in the movie, right? And they're like, go like put the fast forward. We need to know what happens. I love that in Robin Hood, like obviously they don't have TV, so they pull out ye old script and they're like flipping through the script. Or like when the camera guy he like comes in with the
Break
donut.
through the window, yes. And then the pole hits the camera. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, yes.
That's so good. That's so good.
Oh my
Oh my
god, there's
gosh.
so many good moments in this. It's just so fun. I just love this movie.
Like to me, there's like one subtle joke. I'm like, that's freaking hilarious. But like they're inside this castle. It looks like an old school castle.
Mhm.
And then Robin Hood steps on the table, and the camera goes up, and then you see this brightly lit green exit sign
Yeah,
behind
exactly.
him. I was like, that's hilarious. It's so subtle. It's in the background.
Yes,
And it's so realistic because like it's right above the exit.
yes.
What else do I have? I like the opening credits when they're like, "Leave us alone, Mel Brooks." That seems so like Blazing Saddles. And speaking of Blazing Saddles, the Hangman shows up here again, the
Yep.
same character, which I thought was hilarious.
A
I'm like, "Oh my
black
god,
sheriff. He's black. It worked in Blazing
it
Saddles.
worked in Blazing Saddles." Ah, yeah, he's right. He's right. That was great. Oh yeah. Oh my. And then HMR Blockhead, I thought was hilarious. I was like, that's so stupid, but I was laughing. I was like, oh my god. Oh god, the standee of the sheriff. It reminded me of
Oh my
I
god, the
think
sheriff
like
spotting him.
yeah, because he's like smiling, and then she's like, I want him in, or like, I want him here. I want him to fall in love with me, and it just cuts to him going like,
And he
in
has
a different
the
face.
lifesaver. The lifesaver.
Oh my, oh yeah, that life. Oh, that's right. It's a lifesaver. Oh my god, sir, I just got that just because she says like, oh, it's a pill, it's a medicine, but you just said it's a lifesaver, and I'm like, oh
Yes.
my god, that's hilarious. Oh my god, oh my god, that's so stupid. I love that.
Oh, the lifesaver. Oh my god.
I have a lifesaver. Holy shit! And then I love the horse with the long hair, because clearly it's like a wig on a horse.
Also,
Love that.
wasn't the guy who was going to marry Maid Marian and the sheriff? He was the king in Spaceballs.
I think so. I didn't watch Spaceballs. I don't. That wasn't required viewing.
How did I mess this up? I watched Space. I would have totally rather watched Young Frankenstein than Spaceballs. I hate Spaceballs.
I need to learn to love Spaceballs. I
I
think
hated it. I couldn't finish it. It's like I was watching it last night. I
that's
will get you.
hilarious. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, because I remember we were talking about it, and I think we settled with 3.
This
But it's
is
been
what
so
happens
long.
when months pass and I'm like, Mel Brooks, these 3, obviously.
I
And
know. I almost put Spaceballs into this, but I'm like, nah. We'll just watch 3. We'll just watch 3.
Young Frankenstein's way better than Spaceballs.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I need to learn to love Spaceballs. Like that's the next one I need to watch. I'll probably watch it after this, to be honest with you.
I heard that there might be a new one coming out.
There is a new one coming out. It's gonna have Lewis Pullman, Bill Pullman's son. And I thought that's awesome. I'm like, oh my god, they're doing it. And like Mel Brooks is like 100 or whatever.
He's
Like,
96.
really? I thought he was like 99. 96.
He's still going. He's still
Oh
going.
yeah, he's still going.
He's like,
Man, we've lost like 3 people this week, and he's like
wow, terrible.
double their ages. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this is hilarious. Oh yeah, I think the mole. Yep, I already said all that. But yeah, this is one I've had a hard time, liking. I'll fully admit that because I feel like I like Blazing Saddles, but I think that's because of Richard Pryor. He's writing the script. You have Gene Wilder there as well, and you have like the whole crew. Because when I started watching these movies in high school, I think I watched like What's Up Doc first, and then I watched these movies, and they all kind of have like the same cast, which is weird.
Hmm.
Um, like literally, like the old man who has to hit on the knee, and a young Frankenstein. He's like the preacher man in Blazing Saddles. He's in all those movies. Gene Wilder's in a lot of those movies. Madeline Kahn is in like all those movies. Um, but yeah, Robin Hood was a hard one because I feel like you have to watch it at a certain age. I feel like I think this is
Yeah.
like it's almost like your first Mel Brooks movie before you get into the other
It
ones.
was my first Mel Brooks movie, and I think I was like 6 when I watched it.
That
Totally.
explains it. And also, I should also say I do appreciate this movie because I feel like with this we would not have Shrek. Because like without like you need something like this for Shrek.
That's true. That's true. Oh my god. Oh, we should totally watch Shrek.
We should
I
do.
love,
We need to do Shrek 2, to be honest. Like Shrek
I
2
love
is
Shrek.
cinema.
I
Maybe
miss
both
that
of them.
movie.
1 and 2. Maybe we'll do 1 and 2 or something.
That's
I don't
it.
know. We'll think about it. We'll discuss it after this. So yeah, but like that's my opinion on Robin Hood, where it's just like, I think it's for younger audiences for sure.
Hmm.
Although there is a lot of sex, and I think there's even like implied that he wants to R word her. I don't know. I don't want to come on.
Oh yes, yes, yes,
The sheriff.
yes.
Because he just wants to force himself on her and starts using that jackhammer. I was like, ooh,
Yep, yep.
maybe this isn't for kids. Because I was watching, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of for
It's
kids.
so
But then,
it's inappropriate. Like, and then like the maid Marian Chastity. I remember asking
yeah,
what's Chastity belt, and then my mom's like, Jesus Christ, Robert, why did you let her watch this movie?
why'd you let her watch this movie, Robert? Oh my god, I like that. I want to use it as a quote. Why'd we watch this movie, Robert? Oh my gosh, but yeah, like without this, you want to have those other ones.
I
And I
also
do,
love that like between Men in Tights and Blazing Saddles, like there's always like somebody with like some sort of speech impediment. Like
oh god,
in Blazing
absolutely.
Saddles, German like Von Stroop, and then in this one, I think it was it the guy who marries them?
Yes. Oh god, they keep yelling his name. Oh man, I just watched this too. It slipped my brain, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. Like, yeah, they were like yelling his name, and he had like a speech impediment.
Hate that guy.
Hate that guy. Oh my gosh, but yeah, this is fun though. I would recommend it. So with that being, oh yeah, so what's your favorite gag? Like, I think we
Oh
already
my
talked
god.
about what's
I
your
don't
top
know.
one.
There's so many good ones. What's my favorite one? Um, I think God. Oh, there's so many good ones. I do really love. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Blinken one because it just cracks me up every time when the house goes. He's on the toilet. Oh my god, why am I like this? He's on the
You're like
toilet.
this.
He
You're
gets
like
up.
this.
He gets up and he's like, and my cat choked on the fish. My fish. Oh my god.
So I think mine is going to be them when fighting on the bridge. And
Oh, with the
Dave
short.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's like, we could just jump over it, and then they start fighting with the sticks, and then he's like, I'm drowning. Oh, I'm drowning.
Ain't got no toll, can't pass my toll. Ain't got no Joe, can't pass my tolls.
So that would be mine. So what's your Rosenbaum? What do you got?
Oh, 3. This is 3. I love this movie.
Oh,
It's
you got
so
3?
good.
This is 3?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm going to give it a 1.5.
Okay. Okay.
1.5.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. It's not like a 1, but like a 1.5.
It's interesting also, like
That's almost
I like that Mel Brooks caters to all different genres. Like I
Oh
really
yeah.
don't like Western movies. Like it's
Hmm.
just not a genre I've ever been into, but I love like Renaissance and like sci-fi kind of movies. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
I think one of my favorite ones of his that we didn't do, but it was his High Anxiety, where he did all the Alfred Hitchcock movies.
Ooh,
That one's like really good. That one makes me laugh of how freaking obscure it gets with the Alfred Hitchcock references. I was like, oh my god, I love that one though. At some point, maybe you should check it out. High Anxiety. I don't even know if it's streaming anywhere. That's why I didn't want to put it on our list. But yeah, I like that one as well. So with that being said, since you didn't rewatch it, what I did rewatch it today,
Yeah, you're gonna have to give the plot summary.
I got to get the plot synopsis.
Young Frankenstein.
So, Young Frankenstein. This is obviously a beloved movie of all time. I think everyone loves this. It's in my top 100 one, just like I said with Blazing Saddles. I think it's perfect. I don't think there's anything bad about it. But yeah, it has the story about. So this is almost like canon. So this is like the grandson of the grandson of Victor Van Frankenstein, and I think it takes place in the 70s because everyone in that lab has like 70s looking hair. So I think it takes place modern time, and he has to go back home because they're like, "Hey, we have your ancestors' stuff from the funeral, and they want you to have the castle and all this." So he goes there, and he ends up being a Frankenstein again because he hates his lineage. He keeps wanting to be called a Frankenstein. That's Frankenstein, and I love how Igor makes fun of him. He's like Frodrick Frankenstein, and then so he goes back home. He meets Igor, and Igor's like the ancestor of the ancestor of the ancestor, and they go to the house, and then that's where he gets into it. He's like, oh my gosh, this could work. This could work. So he makes his own Frankenstein monster, played by Peter Boyle. And oh gosh, the actress is in this. Oh man, blanking on her name.
Look it up.
Look it up. The hot one, not the Madeline Kahn. The Madeline Kahn's his wife, which is hilarious because I like how she keeps avoiding the kisses.
Terry Garr.
Yes, Terry Garr. Oh my gosh, she's so. Oh, Terry Garr.
Terry Garr.
Yep, she's so good in this. She plays roll in the hay. Hilarious. I love that. And it's shot so well. It looks like those vintage Frankenstein movies, and it basically like makes fun of like the main parts of those movies. I believe. Like it doesn't just parody one; it parodies all of them because it parodies the one with the guy with the robot arm and all that. So that's really fun. But yeah, that's Young Frankenstein. It's really well made, and it homages all the things that came before it. And I'm pretty sure those are canon to this, or quote unquote canon, because it references everything. So Sarah, what if you can remember of Young Frankenstein?
I'm like in chat. I'm like, what are the highlights of Young Frankenstein in bullet format, please? Thank you.
But just tell us how you first watched it, I guess, and how would you? Yeah.
I want to say, I think it was one of the two most watched Mel Brooks movies in my house growing up were Blazing Saddles and Robin Hood. I know we watched Young Frankenstein at some point, but I think it was just mixed in there with it. And I just always remember my mom just being so annoyed when my I remember being like 6 or 7. Can we watch Mel Brooks? No. So I'm kind of trying to remember. I think that's probably the first time I watched it. I do remember like the Frankenstein, like the Frankenstein. And then I remember like Igor's face being so crazy, just like his eyes.
Yeah, because his eyes were really like that. They were like that far apart.
Were they? That's interesting.
Yeah.
And then I was reading also like kind of similar to The King. Oh my God! By the way, I love that in most Mel Brooks movies, there's a line that's something like "It's good to be king." It's good to be the king.
You're absolutely right. Oh my gosh! And there's always something moving on somebody.
Yeah. But I love the Igor hump moves throughout the movie.
What hump?
Do you think like Mel Brooks just has like a format, like this is the template for a movie? Like we need
I think so, because that's like how the Naked Gun guys have it. They have like rules. Like if there's ever a joke, the joke should be in the background and the dialogue should be straight, or if the dialogue is funny, nothing funny should be in the background. I think they have like certain rules like that. And Mel Brooks just must have his own like, this always works. We throw it in, we'll do this.
It's definitely, it doesn't feel very like, I feel like Mel Brooks isn't very like structured, but I feel like, oh, we'll do a little this, well, let's just throw myself in there, do this, like.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think, was he in Young Frankenstein?
He has to be. He's in all of his movies, isn't he?
I'm trying to remember. Like, I know I just watched it today.
No,
is he in it? I don't think he is.
Yeah, he's listed as one of the characters.
Okay, I'm going to Google this. Pull it up, Jamie. Mel Brooks. How am I blinking?
Mel Brooks did not have a starring role in Young Frankenstein.
If he does, he might have a...
Oh, because Wilder wouldn't... He directed and co-wrote with Gene Wilder, but Wilder wouldn't let him be in it.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so he's not in it. Okay.
Per Reddit.
Per Reddit. Thank you, Reddit. But yeah, I like Young Frankenstein. I think my favorite gag, or one of my favorite gags, oh my God, there's so many in this one. It's like Blazing Saddles. There's just too many. But one of my favorite gags is when he's yelling up at Igor. Well, first of all, anything with Igor, that should just be said. Anything with Igor is hilarious. But my favorite gag is when he's yelling up like, there's a chance there might be lightning. And Igor's just staring at him. And he says, I said you should come down. There might be a chance of lightning. And then he comes from the side saying, why are you shouting? It was weird because like he's literally standing up there. And then he just comes into frame like, what are you yelling? I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. I love Igor. I got nobody and nobody cares. So good. So good.
Wish I had more to add. I'm like, okay.
I'm thinking like, Sarah,
like,
what did ChatGPT tell you?
all right, we got the normal brain. Agar accidentally grabs the wrong brain for the monster.
Yes, Abby normal, so that's good.
Okay. Top dance to putting on the Ritz. The monster performs in top hat tails.
Yes, he does.
Okay. Frau Blucher, horse whinnying every time her name is
That's
spoken.
right.
Okay. Violin used as a homing beacon to call the monster or lurk
That's right.
home. Yep. Monster Meets Little Girl, parody of the classic scene, but ends with a seesaw launch instead of a tragedy.
Yes, he launches her right into her bedroom, which is hilarious.
Love it. Gene Hackman cameo as a blind hermit who unintentionally tortures the monster.
I was gonna make espresso.
What knockers? Why, thank you, Doctor. Classic books, double entendre.
Yes.
And heartwarming ending. The monster gains intelligence and love, and Frederick gets the girl.
Yes, he does. He definitely gets the girl.
I'm like, shit, I had one job. Sarah, you had one job.
No, you're good. I was just doing that because he gets the girl at the end.
They always get the girl at the end.
Like, literally. Everyone. They all get the girl at the end.
Well, I guess in Blazing Saddles, he gets the guy. He gets
the guy. Yeah, he gets the guy.
Yeah.
That's his, like, right-hand man. Like, he can't...
I feel like, I just want to say, I feel like if Blazing Saddles was made now, like, Sheriff and Gene Wilder would be, like, a couple, and they'd be really...
Gene Wilder gives that energy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. He does give that energy. There's a movie with him and Harrison Ford, and there's that energy. There's that energy to the point where Harrison Ford's like, don't leave me. I want to hang out. I'm like, oh, my God. Oh my God! Yeah, but Gene Wilder does give that.
He gives that the little. Are you guys, a little?
He totally gives that. But Sarah, since you watched, hang on, let's do. If you can remember, or at least the ones from you read, what's your favorite joke out of those ones, if you could recall?
I can't recall. I feel like I could just make it up. I could say. I feel like if I watch this based on these top things here, I feel like I'd probably very much enjoy the horse whinnying every time her name's spoken.
Yes, because it is funny. Because there's even a scene where he's talking to the wooden armed or robot armed guy, Kenneth Branagh. He's talking to him inside the thing, and then you hear the horse neighing because they mentioned the girl's name.
Here's a better one. Frank, knowing me for as long as you have, what scene do you think would be my favorite?
Oh, God. I'm trying to think if anyone shoots their pants in this. Okay, so knowing you, there's two things I'm thinking of, and I think they both have to do with, like, one has to do with masturbation. One's on the train, and it's three different families in three different languages saying, he's in the bathroom day and night. And he's like, let him. That's the first Sarah one.
Yeah, that's
and then the second Sarah one, I think would have to be, oh God, I think it's like a giant dick joke. I think it has to do with, I think they're, no, I guess, so it's three. So there's one where they're talking about, they're talking at the table, and she's like, that would mean he would have to have a big giant, brush, blah, blah, blah. And she just says something in German. He says, I suppose that's right. And then the other one, I think, is totally Sarah moment, is when the monster goes down on Madeline Kahn, and she just starts singing operatic, oh, at last I found you. I think those are the Sarah moments. I don't know why. I think it's just because they have to do with big dicks or masturbation.
You nailed it. Got me all figured out.
There's no farting in this. There's no farting.
Next best thing, masturbation. I love it.
I'm guessing I have to go with that. Because I know, Sarah, it's either shitting or masturbation.
Or big dicks. It's fine.
Or big dicks. Or farting. Or someone on the toilet. Don't look at me!
Look away! No!
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my favorite gag, I think I said anything with, I'll just say that, blanket statement, anything with Igor. Because Igor's fucking hilarious when he's like doing like 3 syllables, he said a dirty word. All that stuff, hilarious. I got to give it 3 Rosenbaums. Sarah, based on your reading.
2?
2? Yes,
One.
I agree.
2?
That's good. That sounds good to me. So,
Oh,
Sarah, since you did watch it, you
okay.
should talk about it and be honest with it. Be honest with it.
Baseballs
Don't
was rough.
sugarcoat.
I did not. It was. I don't like. Well, first of all, I don't even like Star Wars. Right? Like, I'm not into all of that. I feel like it's a parody of that. I will say, okay, the story it's basically Star Wars, right? Like you got Lone Star, Luke Skywalker. You got like it was enjoyable to see Honey I Shrunk the Kids guy. Totally forgot what happened to him.
Rick Moranis, he retired because his wife died and he wanted to raise his kids and he never went back to Hollywood. And they asked him multiple times for Ghostbusters and he said no.
Really?
But I think he said yes to Spaceballs too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, anyways, so basically, it's the story of the parody. You got like Princess Leia, who's kind of like I think the play on like a Jewish American princess, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you got like the R2D2, who's like the lady in waiting. I also love that there's a lady in waiting, and oh my god, really quick back rewind. Don't we just love Maid Marian's Lady in Waiting? Come on. I also love the scene where they're like jumping out onto the horses and the horse moves and she says, "Oh, why you move?" Like so funny. Oh God, I love that lady.
Yes, she's so great. It's like, oh, get off of me, please.
Oh, I love that. So we got R2D2, we got like the Chewbacca, but like is half man, half dog, a Mog.
Mm-hmm.
A Mog. He died, didn't he? That actor?
Yes, John Candy. I think he died in the early 90s.
He was the SNL guy, right?
No, he was SCTV.
Okay.
Yep.
So basically, like Leia's supposed to get married. She doesn't want to marry a guy. She runs away. The king calls Lone Star, says, "Can you save my daughter?" The daughter gets taken by the Spaceballs, but they rescue her, and then she gets taken again, and yeah, I didn't get to the end. I read the ending. Like they end up that Luke Skywalker, Lone Star, discovers that he's a prince, so therefore, because he's a prince, the princess can marry her because the princess always has to marry a prince, and they live happily ever after. I'm assuming. Which is kind of weird because I thought like in the real Star Wars, Luke Skywalker was Leia's brother.
Well, in this, I think it's Han Solo. I think.
See, this is how much I know about Star Wars.
Yeah, he's like a hybrid because he has the little ring.
Yeah.
That goes like limp or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
We get it. Yeah, we get it, Mel Brooks. He has a limp dick. But yeah, he's supposed to be like a Han Solo guy, but there's a hint of Luke Skywalker in there. And I think I'm trying to remember her. Like, Joan? Is it Joan? What's her name? Comedian Joan Rivers. That's who it was. Joan Rivers plays the C-3PO type.
Oh, really? You see, I really wanted. That makes a lot of sense. I really wanted it to be Fran from Fran Drescher.
Yes.
Like, this would be perfect for her. I hope that's who they pick in the revival. But also like Daphne Zuniga, the Princess Vespa, like I really thought it looks like a young version of Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my God, you're right.
I had to look it up finally. I'm like, is this her? Like it could be her really young.
Yeah, or her daughter or not her daughter, but her mother or aunt or something.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. The movie was there's a slug on my window, that's weird.
That one's definitely like it's a little silly. I think I would consider it like nerd comedy.
Yes.
Like like Monty Python, like something like like that's Spaceballs to me.
I will say that one kind of funny part of watching it, Ari got a little bit of food poisoning last night. He was a little sick, not feeling so well. I know. But I'm like, is it okay if I watch this? He's like, yeah, it's fine. And like the pizza monster came on the screen, and he's like, whoop. But he's like, I can't. So
that's so gross.
It was so gross. And then he eats. Oh my God! And then the guy like eats a piece of him, and I was like,
oh, that's so gross. Yeah, you're right. It's been a while since I watched this movie, but damn, that is gross.
So that was kind of funny and gross. That's when I turned the movie off. That's why I didn't finish it, because then we got into the new show, The Pit. We watched like 3 episodes. It was so good. Pit. Oh my God, it's so good. Anyways, but it was what didn't I like about it? It just kind of like
it's like kind of too silly. It's kind of like too generic. It's almost like it's stretching itself too thin to all that. because it's like a fantasy, like but it's the space stuff. Yeah.
I enjoyed how low budget it was. It was making me laugh when I saw like the spaceships take off, and I'm like, oh, those are like the little toys that Frank told me about, like flying through the sky, and it's just it's like a little model spaceship.
Yes.
I also like when she like ran away, the car, like the spaceship, the Mercedes she was driving. Like they had it on a lift, like it had to take off just because they probably couldn't make it actually take off. I was like, that's awesome.
Oh my god. I think one of the gags that I remember that actually is hilarious is when they're asking like the stormtroopers, "Did you find something while combing the desert?" And they're like, "We ain't found shit."
That's what I just stopped at
like,
that part. We ain't found shit.
To me, like that's legitimately funny.
Yeah,
and it's them combing the desert. I was like, that's a legitimate joke. I like
that
one.
That was a good one.
And then my favorite reference in the movie, because I always watch it because I'm always doing like something with Alien or Alien related. It's the parody of Alien when the thing comes out the guy's chest, and they actually got the actor, and he goes like, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime girl."
Oh my
I love that.
Oh
it's so silly. It's so stupid, and I love. He's like, "Oh no, not again." He passes out. That's my favorite one.
Oh my god. I will say my favorite scene from it was the merchandising part.
Oh yeah, the
Mel Brooks
merchandise.
was like, we got lunch boxes, we got sweatshirts, we got posters, we got flamethrowers. Kids love that. We got dolls that look like me, and it's like the little doll that looks like him. I'm like, oh my god, it's so good.
I'm trying to think if she anything else. Not really.
This the Princess Vespa.
Yeah, not.
No,
really.
I don't think so.
Like the closest thing of like coming to like.
Oh, she.
Fly 2 is like the closest thing on her thing.
She looks familiar. Was she in
Is she
Charmed?
Is she on TV?
I think she was on TV.
Spin City. Oh, that's pretty big. Melrose Place. Okay, so that counts. American Dreams. Oh, that did last a long time, or at least a couple seasons.
She was in One Tree Hill. I think that was a pretty big one.
Oh, Spaceballs animated series. I didn't know that existed. Huh.
Okay.
I guess she did some TV. Not a lot, but some. Yeah. She's working. She's working.
She's doing all right.
She's all right. So Sarah, how many Rosenbaums?
Like one bomb.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a heater because I haven't rewatched it, and it's just because I don't remember ever loving it. I did watch it a couple times on Comedy Central, at least parts, but I'm gonna go right down like a heater. I can't give it a bad or a good, right down the center.
Yeah, no, not great.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. It's like it's a certain taste. It's a certain taste. Like if I had to rank this, I think Blazing Saddles. No, hang on. Yeah, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Robin Hood, and then Spaceballs.
I think I'd go Robin Hood, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs.
That's fair. That sounds like a Sarah ranking. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So is there anything else from the movies that we had missed or skipped over, or you want to go into?
Okay, what through lines did we notice? Some we talked about some of them, right? Like the moving things, the It's Good to Be King. I think that's in every Mel Brooks movie.
It's Good to Be King. I think is in all of them. I think a circumcision joke.
Or there's always a Jewish joke because he's, like there's the Jewish wedding in Robin Hood and the circumcision.
Oh, the Jewish Native Americans in Blazing Saddles.
They're speaking Yiddish. Oh my god.
Oh my god. They darker than us. Holy shit. Oh my god, the Native Americans did that. That's so crazy. I almost forgot about that until you said let's talk about a through line. But yeah, oh my god, yeah, the Jewish humor, of course. The circumcision.
There's always a part where you're watching what's happening next.
Yes.
Yep.
It's in Blazing Saddles because they're in the theater and he's
watching.
And
in Spaceballs, they're watching the VCR.
Yep, VCR, what's going on in the script in Robin Hood. And then Young Frankenstein. What's the closest thing in Young Frankenstein? Oh god, is there one in Young? There might not be one in Young Frankenstein.
I did read that Gene Wilder co-wrote it, and he didn't want Mel Brooks in it because he didn't want him to break the fourth wall. So maybe they want.
I think the only time they break the fourth wall is when the characters look at the camera, and I think I think the monster looks at the camera whenever he's
it says
somebody, and we're like,
Young Frankenstein had subtle fourth wall nods, but more restrained because Gene Wilder wanted more sincere tone.
That makes sense because Gene Wilder, that's like his baby. I feel like that's definitely it's more of him than Mel Brooks, I would say. Because I feel like it's more mature. I think before I say that. I'm like, wait, hang on. There is like some other immature things in it, but I'm like, out of all of them, I think it's the most mature.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess, if I had to
Mm-hmm.
say, but there's still sex in it. Let's see.
There's also
No,
like there's always like dick jokes in all the movies.
there's always dick because like the limp
Always.
one in Spaceballs, or it's
It's woo,
Two, it's
woo,
Two, it's Two.
woo.
Oh, that's my arm. Or is that the deleted line? That might be a deleted line.
Oh, I did not hear that in the movie when I was
It
watching
might
it.
be a deleted line. Okay.
Yeah.
Because in like alternate version, I think they might have taken it out because maybe it was too risque. But he says, "Oh, that's my arm." It's Two. It's Two.
Let's see. We also got like like there seems to be musical numbers in all of them.
Yes, there's always someone singing.
Yeah. I love the
Yes.
cabaret scene in Blazing Saddles. That was so good.
Oh yeah, I'm
And
tired.
I love the the cabaret scene in Blazing Saddles. Just like I'm just so sick of all of you men, so sick of all of you men, and then
Are you
just
happy to see me, or is that a 10-gallon hat on your lap? God damn it, I'm tired. Madeline Kahn was so fucking funny. Oh my gosh. Again, she died way too young. Man, that's sad. But yeah, she made at least all these classics that'll live on forever, and
yeah,
inspired all these comedians. She's fantastic. I love her in these. But yeah, there's always like the dick joke, the Jewish humor, the through
Yeah.
line.
there always is like some sort of
soul
like
singing.
there's like bigger like themes, right? Like kind of like um what is it like in Blazing Saddles? It's like corrupt government, like Spaceballs, authoritarianism, like
Oh yeah, and then the
it's
King Richard. Yeah.
like royal power, young Frankenstein. I'm sure there's something.
It's almost like I would say like snooty classism.
Oh, like
because during the musical, like he's trying to impress them and they're like hissing at him and they're not applauding because they're like the higher scientists.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's messages.
As a good satire should have messages, right? That's the point of a satire.
Except Spaceballs.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But I have to be fair. I haven't seen it. I haven't rewatched it yet.
It's bad. It's bad.
I literally just picked up the Blu-ray at Savers the other day, so I was like, oh, maybe I can watch this.
There's always a sidekick.
Yes.
And all of the main characters are men.
Yes. And oh my.
And all the sidekicks are men.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like I think we've hit them all, or at least most of them. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, with that being said, Sarah, what do you think shall be the next episode?
Okay, I have some ideas. We've been okay. Not that anybody here can see like Frank and Sarah's like DMs to each other in Instagram, but they're like 99% Matthew Berry.
Oh yeah, we have to watch something with him.
I feel like we should do a Matthew Berry episode.
And it's so funny too because I really don't know his work. I only see him on clips.
So funny.
I only see him on clips, so you'd have to tell me what to watch. And
okay, I actually haven't seen much of his other work, but I was thinking we could do like the first season of What We Do in the Shadows. That's just hysterical.
I'm sure that's only a couple episodes, right?
It's like I think it's 10, and they're half hour. They're really like 20 minutes, I think.
Okay, how about we do that, and then we just pick our favorite one, and we'll talk about that instead of like overbearing ourselves.
Okay, let's see.
Just talk about the season.
All right, we got 10 episodes.
That ain't bad. Yeah.
10 episodes. How long are they each?
Because if we only do one season, that's fine. Because then we could pick our like top one or top two or something. Yeah, that's good.
I still need to watch the final season. I've been putting it off because I'm so sad that it's over. They run between 22 to 30 minutes.
Oh, that ain't bad. Yeah, we'll do one season. We'll do one season and pick our like our top 2 or top 3 or something like that.
Oh my god, there's so many good quotes. Like the whole show is just quotes. It's all quotes.
Bats. And I love how they were doing Q&As. I don't know how we started. And she was like, we started because you were too lazy to do the thing and you just jumped out of the scene saying bats. And he says, oh, I guess that's the story. But it makes total sense.
It feels on brand. It feels so on brand.
Yeah, it feels on brand where it's like 3 a.m. and he doesn't want to do the stupid
He's
thing.
like, fuck this shit, I'm done.
Bats.
And he also talks about how he always like comes up with lines because he's just sick of saying the same line again.
Oh
so,
yeah, that's the other thing.
New York City.
New York City. No, fuck off. I don't want any of your sex potions. But
Oh my
yeah, I
god.
only know him from his clips, and his clips are so hilarious. And then I kind of know his show that he did. Oh god, it's like a parody of like British soap operas or some shit. It's like the Dark Mangione or something like that. I forgot what it's called. It's like from the early 2000s. But yeah, I do know that. I wish I knew what the hell it's called. Let's see. Let's look it up. What's his name? Matthew Barry. Matt Barry.
Coast of London.
Dark. Oh, Dark Place. That's what it's called.
Oh, the Dark Place. Okay.
Garth Marent's Dark Place, and it's like a parody of like Spanish like soap operas.
Okay. He hasn't been in a ton of movies. He was in Wild Robot.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't he like the beaver or something?
Yeah, he was a Beaver.
Oh my God, Sarah. There was an interview with Matthew. No. There was an interview with Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix, and they talked about Brother Bear and Wild Robot. And I lost my shit because Joaquin Phoenix like never ever acknowledges Brother Bear. So when he acknowledged Brother Bear,
He was in. I love Brother. I just rewatched that recently. I love that movie.
he is Kenai.
What?
Joaquin Phoenix is Kenai.
I love that movie.
I know, right? Brother Bear is fantastic. It's like to me, it's almost like a Disney cult classic. It's almost like people forget it exists.
I feel like Brother Bear and like Emperor's New Groove like highly underrated.
Highly underrated. Oh my god.
Emperor's New Groove is like one of my favorite Disney movies.
Yeah, that one's hilarious because it doesn't really feel like it feels more of like a DreamWorks movie.
Have you ever read like the story of how that got made?
That's a crazy movie. That's like they had like 3 different versions. They had a whole movie written with different music.
They didn't turn in the script until after the movie came out. They didn't have a script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were doing a whole different movie prior.
And it was all because of McDonald's toy deal.
It makes sense because McDonald's like fucked over so many movies, or they're so in their plan that you can't change it.
Yep.
Because it happened with like the latest Captain Marvel's movie and Captain America movie, where the toys came out and the movie was nowhere near in sight because they had to do reshoots. But it's just wild, Sarah. It's just wild.
It was such a good. It's so good. We should definitely add that to our list at some point.
I think we need to add Brother Bear and Emperor's New Groove.
We could do that the month after next.
Yes, and Shrek. We should do something with that too. Okay, so Sarah.
Yes.
What would you like to recommend to our audience? That's out
there. Okay. Oh my God, I've been watching. Okay, well, I just finished season 2 of 9 Perfect Strangers. This is like my favorite segment of the show. Just finished season 2. I'd say I read the book, the first one. I think the first season was way better. Like season 2 was kind of lazy writing, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But I was like invested because I'm a character girl, so I like wanted to know what happened with the characters, and so you kind of get a lot of the backstory, a lot of the pieces filled in. So from that perspective, it's good. But like the writing, and it has Annie Murphy in it, who I fucking love. So, but it's not like the best movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we just started The Pit last night, and that shit.
I've heard great things about that.
So good. Like my mom was a nurse. We grew up watching like Trauma Life in the ER, like the documentary TV show, like Grey's Anatomy, like all the medical shows together. And this, I'm just like, wish my mom was still alive because she would love this show. It's like it feels so authentic, and it's like so interesting because you get little nods of like who these characters are, but like the whole season is just one shift, so you're not like really getting a ton of their story. Like
the whole season's one shift.
So like every episode is 1 hour of the shift, right?
Oh my God, that's awesome! I like that premise.
Well, that's so good, right? But it's just also crazy because like my mom also worked in a level 1 trauma center, and like that's not
how it is. Yeah, that's craziness where there's something.
It's like gunshot wound coming in, and then like this coming in, and this coming in, and it's really well done. I'm like so excited to watch more of it tonight. Like I didn't want to turn it off last night. I'd highly recommend.
Yes, that sounds great. I like that.
How about you?
Me, I just seen Fantastic Four. I thought it was all right. It was good, fun, entertaining, but it was edited weird. It felt like a big giant fan film or fan trailer. It was weird. But it was fine. It was good. My favorite movie of July was Eddington on the big screen. We saw the new Joaquin Phoenix movie. It was great. Fantastic. I loved it. It's a weird Western. It had to deal with COVID and all that stuff. And it makes fun of everybody. It's not just right wing or left. Mm-hmm. Like towards the end, it kind of like shows its cards. Mm-hmm. But still, I liked it. I enjoyed it. My recommendations, because I've been rewatching like nostalgia or whatever. I recommend rewatching The Lost World, Jurassic Park, and just seeing how much stuff was actually practical and what wasn't practical, which I thought was interesting. Just for example, for those out there, I find it so breathtaking. Well, not breathtaking, but like a breath of fresh air rewatching those movies because there's a scene where the T Rex is at customs, and the joke is no animals or anything beyond this point at customs, and there's a sign, and the T Rex breaks through it, and it's a real sign that explodes. Like nowadays, it'd be a CGI sign, and they would do whatever. It would turn into Roger Rabbit. But back then, it was a real sign with a little explosion on it to make it break open, and I was like, "That's cool." And then the other one I recommend from 1998, even though it kind of sucks, but I kind of miss it. Godzilla 1998. There's a scene where the boats go underwater, and it's so cool because it's like literally like large size models that they just pull underwater, and it looks fantastic.
Cool.
I like that
Very
stuff.
cool.
It's great.
That's pretty cool. I love that.
But yeah, just I'd recommend watching those again because just
Oh,
like there's so many things.
did you watch The Materialist?
No,
Oh, that was
that
pretty
was.
good.
I didn't
Pedro
want to see
Pascal,
it. I
Dakota
didn't want to
Johnson.
see it. I didn't want to see it.
It was good. It was good. Why do you want to see it?
Dakota Johnson is.
I
I
love.
like her.
I
I
love.
like her, but I don't know if I love her. I love her. I love her.
Love her. No, it was pretty good. It was like it was
I
a
find it
good.
funny though. Like whatever I don't see, you see that movie, which
I
I
know.
find is
Always.
cool.
I know. Always.
Oh, did you
I
see
enjoyed it.
Bride Hard? Did you see Bride Hard?
No, I'm waiting. I said that's a good idea. We just sat down, my
I
best
just
friend and
saw
I
it on
today,
digital.
and my bachelorette party, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the bachelorette party as our movie night to watch that shit.
Okay, because it just hit digital, and I was like, oh shit, I wonder if Sarah
Yeah.
watched it yet.
Um,
Okay.
and then one other thing. Did you the studio?
I don't stream, so I didn't watch that, but I did watch clips, and I do
You
find it
would
hilarious.
love it. I feel like I learned so much about film, and
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like
like there's so many
it's
things. Yeah.
it's the most frank because they talk about the technique and they do the technique right like as they're filming
Yes.
and I'm like Frank would love this he'd love it.
I know I would love it, and all the clips I've seen, I love it. I love how he goes to that fundraiser, and like nobody likes movies, and he has to like
Just
passionately
like
talk about
you
movies.
know
I'm
they
like,
can
I've been in that situation. I've been in that situation.
it was also hysterical because when you watch that episode they're all like they're pediatric cancer surgeons like they have like really serious jobs and he's like well I'm not saying that like movies are just as important because like if these kids didn't have superheroes to look up to and he's like basically saying like my job is like as important as your job and they're like it's not. It was so cringy. The whole episode was so cringe.
Oh my gosh! But what I love about that show is that it basically was invented because they're like, can we film a show in a way that because like we're lazy, we don't want to do multiple angles.
Yes, they did it
We
like
just
single shot.
yeah, we're a single shot, and like they have there's so many takes or whatever they have to do. But I love that. And then the other clip that I bust out laughing every time I see him is when he's arguing with Ron Howard, and Ron Howard throws his hat. And he falls over like he got hit by a fucking brick or a car. He just falls over. He's like, oh, he does his Seth Rogen shit. Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh,
god.
that's hilarious. And then when they all take the drugs, oh my gosh,
Oh,
it's
that episode is fucking hysterical.
Hollywood. What do you call it? A Hollywood buffet? Is that what they call
Hollywood
it?
buffet, and then Zoe Kravitz like takes like 100 milligrams of whatever, 200 milligrams of it was shrooms. Now how many she took a bunch of milligrams of shrooms, and it was so funny.
But yeah, I have heard of it and I am aware of it, but I don't stream. I don't do
I
that.
know, but I feel like it's to show you the love.
I know, but I'm more of like a YouTube person, and I'm like an Instagram Reels person. I'm terrible, Sarah.
Frank,
I'm watching bite-sized content.
no.
I'm watching Jordan Jensen, the comedian, on my Instagram Reels. It's not my fault. She does great crowd work, Sarah. She
He
does
does
great
great
crowd.
crowd work.
Oh my gosh! And then who else do I watch? I watch the Shane Gillis clips. I'm sorry, Sarah.
Of
I'm
what?
so sorry. Shane Gillis Instagram reel clips
Wait,
of his
who's that
podcast.
guy?
Shane Gillis is hilarious to me. I love him.
I just got into Mateo Lane, and it was funny. He does really good crowd work too. But then I watched a special on Netflix, and I'm like, his reels are better.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, his reels are so much better. I don't know if his comedian. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I don't think
yeah,
I know Shane Gillis.
I like Shane. because he treats every venue like a comedy club. He doesn't adjust at all because he did at the ESPY Awards recently, and he just did it like the real men.
Love it.
Not that many people liked it.
Love
Oh
it.
my gosh. Oh, I see we're getting close to time. So, Sarah,
Yes.
next month we're going to do
Matthew Barry, What We
Matthew
Do in the
Berry,
Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. Okay.
I'm so
I agree
excited.
with that.
And we have achieved. We said we'll do one TV show this year, and we have found one.
Yes, we have found one. Matthew Barry. I'm excited because I don't know his work. Again through the
I think you're
Instagram
gonna.
reels.
I think you're gonna think it's really funny. It's good chef's kiss. It's so good.
It's got to be great. It's got to be great. It's gonna be great. So thank you guys for watching, and check out these movies by Mel Brooks, and check out our recommendations. So
Yes. Bye.
Bye. And stream.